So AP Dr. Fadhlan Hafizhelmi Kamaru Zaman received his Bachelor of Science and PhD degrees from the International Islamic University Malaysia in 2008 and 2015 respectively. He is currently the head of Vehicle Intelligence and Telematics Lab, Vital, College of Engineering, UiTM. His research interests are in pattern recognition, signal and image processing, artificial intelligence, and computer vision. Dr. Fadhlan is a professional engineer with Board of Engineer Malaysia, BEM, and a member of IEEE Professional Technologies with Malaysian Board of Technologies, MBOT, and a chartered engineer from the Institution of Engineering and Technology, UK. He has published more than 50 research articles on pattern recognition, signal and image processing, artificial intelligence, and computer vision. He is actively involved in research and has supervised more than 40 students, ramai tu doktor, including PhD, masters, and final year students. He has experience in many consultation projects and various private companies, mainly focusing on implementing artificial intelligence in the industry. He has also been awarded several national and international grants for research in artificial intelligence. So without wasting more time, I would like to invite Dr. Fadhlan to give his talk. Dr.
Okay, hi, good morning everyone. Boleh dengar suara saya clearly? Alright, okay, that's good. Okay, I would like to share my presentation slide. Alright. Can you see on your screen, Dr. Fazlin?
Boleh, Doktor.
Alright, okay. First of all, my name is Fadhlan from School of Electrical Engineering, College of Engineering. I would like to thank BITCOM for inviting me today. I come in the second presenter, doing the second presenter. So I can see that the content is more on the, from the point of view of the assessor. But what I'm preparing today is more on the view of the those who apply for the technology fund, right? So the specific fund that I will be talking is on the technology development fund, which is offered by MOSTI. Okay, so we look into specific of how we can apply for that fund. So I would like to just introduce my lab, which is Vital, Vehicle Intelligence and Telematics lab. We have collaboration with Amtel, Cellular Sdn Bhd, and this is the members. These are the members of the lab. And also recently we have been awarded the Technology Development Fund, TED1, from Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, MOSTI, on the project entitled Development of Intelligent Connected Digital Video Recorder to Monitor Driving Behavior and Reduce Road Accidents. So I'll be talking more on my experience while applying for this fund. Right, so for the presentation outline, so we will be looking at the technology readiness level and also several type of MOSTI technology fund. And after that, we look into the application process and finally the project pitching. Okay, these are the things that I'm going to show you today. So the first thing first is we have to understand when we apply for technology fund, okay, you have to understand these are the terminology that I think MOSTI in particular will be using, this technology readiness level or TRL. I think some of us are familiar with this. This is actually designed by NASA to assess the maturity level of particular technology. Each technology project is evaluated against the parameter for each technology level and is then assigned a TRL rating, okay, based on the project progress. So before you apply for a fund, you have to make sure what kind of level your innovation is currently at. Is it in TRL level 1 to 3, which is belong to the early research stage, or is it in level 4, 5, and 6, which is already in the development stage? And if it is 7, 8, and 9, that one is considered as a deployment stage. So for the TEC one that we apply, we are looking at they are looking at level 2, level 3, and level 4. Okay, so that is for TEC 1. So before we go for the funding, you have to look at this TRL level and make sure you figure out which level your innovation currently at, and the funding is required to upscale your innovation towards until what level, and then you can identify the suitable funding, because this is very important. The way that you design your methodology and also the way that you try to convince the panels will be highly related on the TRL readiness level of your innovations. Right. This is the socio-economic drivers of Malaysia Grand Challenge. This is an initiative by MOSTI. It has quite a number of grants offered by this Malaysia Grand Challenge, but this is the socio-economic drivers. This is the national agenda or national policies. So in order to get the government fund, your innovation should be one of the innovation that will be directly contributing to these socio-economic drivers. Okay, it has to be because the government is looking for innovation that can increase or improve these areas. Okay, so one of several key areas is the smart technology and systems, right? Business and financial services, water and food, energy, environment and biodiversity, culture, arts and tourism, education, agriculture and forestry, medical and healthcare, as well as smart cities and transportation. Sekejap, I try to get the pointer, right? So these are the socioeconomic drivers. You have to identify which driver that is your innovation belong to, and then another thing that you have to identify is also the science and technology drivers that will directly contribute to the Malaysian socioeconomic drivers. So this is something that has been outlined in the 10-10 My STIE framework. This is mainly the reference used by MOSTI, okay, to identify in what category your innovation or your research project will be assessed. So I think most people who has applied for government grants has seen this 10-10 My STIE framework. Okay, so you have to closely look at this and try to map. For example, like in our case, we are addressing directly the smart cities and transportation, and that will be our socio-economic drivers. And the technology that we are looking at is on the sensor technology and also the I think there will be another one on the 5G and 6G. Okay, that will be our science and technology drivers. So next, let's look at the TEC 1 fund. I'm going to show you a few fund that is currently offered by MOSTI. So the first one is TEC 1. So this is to membangunkan konsep yang berkaitan dengan reka bentuk teknologi, proses atau produk yang berpotensi untuk dikomersialkan. So you can see that the readiness level or technology readiness level for this gun is between 2 to 4. The level is between 2 to 4, and the quantum or the fund that they offer is up to 1 million ringgit, and the duration will be 24 months, right? And those who are eligible to apply for this fund is actually startups, okay, and SME, as well as the IPT, okay, and also Institute Pendidikan Kerajaan can also apply for this TEC 1 fund. And we have the continuity of TEC 1 is TEC 2, okay. This is meneruskan pembangunan konsep yang berkaitan dengan reka bentuk teknologi, proses atau produk ke arah pengkomersialan bagi mengurangkan jurang kegagalan. So this is looking at higher TRL level 4 to 7, And the quantum is bigger now. We have allocation up to 3 millions. And for PKS, it is by matching grant, and it is up to 36 months. Okay. Sama juga pemohon is startup PKS, ITT dan juga JRI. Okay, that is for, and then I was informed that if you secure Tech 1 and you perform very well in Tech 1, you will be offered Tech 2 to bring your product closer to the commercial product. Right. And another one is SRF, App Fund. Okay, this is Dana Strategic Research Agensi Pelaksana dan Pemantau. So this is satu inisiatif top down ke arah meningkatkan daya saing industri di Malaysia melalui bidang-bidang khusus yang ditawarkan oleh MOSTI atau isu strategik semasa. So this is SRF app. The quantum is 15 million and the level will be 3 to 9. Okay, so if you have a very good project that currently address strategic issue like macam baru-baru ni COVID for example, then you can apply for this kind of funding. Okay, and we have also AIF. I think this one is the smaller scale. Okay, the quantum is 500,000, and you as individual you can apply this fund. This is actually to nurture the innovation by the public, the general public, not only from IPT as an individual. If you think you have a personal innovation that you want to be funded, you can apply for AIF, Dana Applied Innovation Fund. Okay, the duration is 12 to 18 months, and the technology readiness level is from 2 to 9. And the last one we have mostly combating COVID-19 fund. This is specifically for tackling the COVID-19, and the quantum is 3 million and the duration is 36 months, and the TRL level is 2 and above. Right, so that was the current offering by MOSTI. These are the fund that is currently offered. And to apply for this funding, you can go to www.sdb.mosti.gov.my, and these are the steps. You have to register. Okay, register account in SDB, and you can log in and complete the application form. And also, if your proposal is selected, and you have to attend the evaluation presentation, okay, and the result will be announced through your emails. So this is the application process, and I would like to show in the SDB application website that I showed just now. So this is how it looks here. Actually, if you pick the TRL, okay, different TRL will provide you with different dana here. So for example, like you pick TRL level 2 and you can see Tech 1, but you won't see Tech 2 because Tech 2 is higher TRL. So you have to pick the right TRL to be able to pick the right dana. And then you can see that there are 9 TRL here. And once you have figured out the right funding that you want to apply, you can see that there's quite a number of documents actually that they requested. You have to fill in your bidang penyelidikan. This is where the focus area that your project belongs to, and also the maklumat project. Actually, maklumat project ni, it contains all the research documentation like backgrounds, problem statement, objective, methodology, and everything. So that fall under the maklumat project lah. And you can see a lot of things here is more on the marketing side. So the potential of the market of your innovation. So permintaan pemasaran, keupayaan kemampuan pasaran. So unjuran keuangan, potensi sumbangan dan sumber biologi dan pengetahuan tradisional. So these are the things. You can see that MOSTI not only looking at the research by itself, but also the potential to be marketed. So your solution should be able to be to become a commercial product at the end of the research. So this is something that you have to keep in mind. All right. So let's say your application is selected for, they call defense sessions, where you have to pitch and defend. But this is not like most of the business pitching where the pitch is between 5 to 10 minutes. This is something that will take you about, maybe the presentation will take about 30 minutes and the defense session will take about 1 hour. So like our experience, I think we spent about 1.5 hours to defend this project. So I'll be talking more on the presentation contents, what you need to have in your presentation. So of course, I think kebanyakan yang attend is from academia, so we are familiar with this. Actually, we are very familiar with this. So background research is you emphasize on the current situation and what are the problems. You can use statistics to visualize the severity of the problems, okay, that you trying to solve, and based on that you come up with the problems. Okay, you have to describe the problem that you address in the research. And for the proposed solution, this is actually what is more important. In my experience, the panels is not really interested in the problem statement, background research. They don't ask any question on that. Okay, they will be looking more on what you offer as a solution. Okay, the value of the solutions. So you have to describe and give overview on what is the proposed solution and how it can solve the problems that you mentioned. And normally for the objective, for this type of grant, I would suggest that you use the keywords that came from the TRL to construct your objective. For example, like in our case, we apply for Tag 1, that will be TRL level 2 until TRL level 4. So the keywords at TRL level 2 is formulate and develop. So you can use that one as your first objective. Okay, use the keywords formulate or develop. Okay, and then at TRL level 3, it will be develop or integrate. Okay, and finally, TRL level 4 is validate. So you use that TRL keywords in your objective to show that your work is actually highly related with the TRL progressions. So you have to show this. And in the project summary, you need to describe how the key components and the framework of the project, and also here you have to highlight the contribution of the collaborator. Okay, so when you apply for this technology development fund, the requirements is to have a collaborator, because they know that academia cannot, we by ourselves cannot bring our research to the market. Okay, you need to have somebody that's going to help us. That will be the industry, for example. Okay, so you need to have a collaborator in this kind of project, and you have to really clearly highlight what are the contributions of the collaborator. Sometimes they ask about, are the collaborators giving you additional funds or equipments, right, or space to do the research. So these are the things that you have to really elaborate. And also on the methodology, so elaborate the methods used in the research progressively from start of the project until the end of the project. I have a few examples after this. I'm going to show you some of the examples of how we construct these presentation contents. And the deliverables, okay, this is what I would say the promise that you promise to the funder. This is something that you are going to deliver at the end of the project. So it can be tangible and intangible outcomes of the research. And then the benefits, okay, you have to address who will directly benefit from this research. I suggest that you have to include governments as one of the benefiter, and also the collaborator, and also the user or the customer that's going to use your innovation. So those are the groups that have to benefit directly from your innovations. And also when we talk about the impact, we talk more on the contribute to the national and international policies, and you can highlight the economic sides or social sides and also the environment's impact of your project. And milestone, okay, I will discuss about milestone later, but this is the things include activities and deliverables that you have to perform and achieve within a specified duration. And also the costing have to be reasonable and also justifiable. Of course, during the session, you are going to justify why do you need to buy this, why do you need to spend money on this. Those are, for example, like we actually apply for higher fund, but it gets slashed. That's normal. Okay, it depends on how you justify the costing to the funder. Okay, and prior art search. This is, I would say, the most important part of this type of funding. Okay, we spend a lot of time defending this, okay, to the panels. Okay, so prior art search, I think everyone familiar with this. A prior art search is undertaken to ascertain whether an invention is new and non-obvious or not. So the novelty is very important. Okay, the panel really insists to see the novelty of the project. Okay, he insists, are there the same similar invention anywhere in the world? Okay, at least you have to justify in the region. Okay, in my case, I justify that in the Asian region, we don't have this kind of innovation yet that is suited for use in our regions. Okay, but similar thing has existed in US, for example, in the US. Okay, but only for US market. It's not suitable to be used in our market. So that's how you can really you have to find ways to justify the novelty of your innovations. All right, and okay, this is something more on the market analysis. Okay, you have to perform also SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Market analysis. Okay, in our case, in the team, the researcher, we don't have a good experience in providing this sort of analysis, market analysis. Especially we are coming from engineering. I think we learn about BMC, for example, but this is something that you have to request your collaborator to help. Okay, because they are the one that's going to market your solutions. So they should have all of this information. So you need to really collaborate with them, ask for this information, and this market analysis will include product competitive analysis and target market, including demographic, estimated demands, and motivation for product procurements. And also on the marketing strategy, you have to come up with the overall game plan for reaching prospective consumers and turning them into customers of the product or service. And the panel also will ask you what is the cost of the producing one product of your innovation, and how much you plan to sell for it, and how long will it take for the return of investment. So these are the figures and numbers that you have to know before you pitch or defend your project. Okay, it's not something that you then you will have problems. Okay, you have to come up with this precisely before the defense sessions. And of course, the project risk and also other contributions like employment, creation of new business, socio-economy, societal well-being, creation of new IP, and others. Right. So this is our collaborator, Amtel Cellular Sdn Bhd. I would emphasize that you need to prove that the collaboration exists prior to the fund application. This is not a collaboration for the sake of seeking fund. You have collaborated with them for example, like a year before you decided this is a project that we are working on. We need to have additional funding. Okay, sometimes I think the practice for academia is when they want to apply funding, okay, this fund requires collaborators. So we find which company would like to collaborate. So it doesn't work that way. Okay, the panel will ask about your history of collaboration with the collaborator. So they don't want somebody who collaborate for just for the sake of seeking funding. Okay. So, and then it is recommended to have existing MOU or MOA with the collaborator. But once you secure the fund, you will, it is compulsory to have this MOU and MOA later lah. Okay, but it's good to have them before you apply for the funding. And a bit on the methodology, because this is something that we apply on the later stage of the research, TRL level 4 to level 2 to level 4. Some of the methodology that you presented in the presentation have to be supported by existing work. Okay, it will be more, saya boleh cakap, lebih significant if the work is done by you or your team members. Okay, for example, like I present a network architecture as part of the methodology, and this network architecture has been proven to be working, and also it has been published before. So that will be able to convince, okay, the panels that you have done the groundwork or the basic research or the fundamental research before you come to this sort of technology fund. Okay, you need to have this. I think it's safe to have, like, if you have 2 or 3 technical methods that you implement, so all those 3 methods has to be supported by existing work or publications. That will be good. Okay, and this is the example of deliverables that we provide in our presentations. So on the tangible deliverables, we talk about commercial product. Okay, we are going to produce a product, and also on the IP. Okay, they insist on having at least 1 patent. Okay, for this kind of technology fund. So you have to give them patents, and also human capital. So coming from IPT, you tak boleh lari lah daripada ni. You have to produce, for in our case, 2 master graduates. Okay, and also publications. Okay, also they ask about publications. And intangible deliverables, for example, like formulation of concept. So this is more on the theory or the new concept that will come out as part of the research or project that you carry out in this work. Okay. All right. I'm going to show you, this is the pattern search actually that we did in lens.org. I think semua dah familiar with this pattern search, because sekarang ni government funding macam FRGS also requesting for this kind of pattern search. Memang kena ada lah pattern search. So one of the intention of the pattern search is we would like to, ada soalan ke? Tak ada eh? Okay, aja. Just continue. I tak nampak kalau ada soalan ke apa. Okay. So one of the things that we can see from the pattern search is the increasing trend. So ini sebenarnya menunjukkan the worthiness of the project. This is something that people seek after we. There's a lot of pattern being filed, so the interest in that area is increasing. So kita nampak the worthiness of the project. So that is the thing. Yang pertama nak tengok dia punya increasing trend. But another thing is, in our case, okay, I don't know about other people, but the panel, I tak ingat lah nama dia, tapi he is I think senior researcher from SIRIM. Okay, he asked about the novelty or the uniqueness of the inventions. Okay, and he said that pattern search is not enough. You have to get the pattern report. Okay, so we contact patent agent, and the patent agent we have to pay them, obviously, and the patent agent do the comparison analysis. Okay, so they have the top 3 patent that really similar to our invention, and in the comparison analysis you have to prove that your idea or your invention will be different from the existing pattern. So this is something that you have to really keep in mind. The search is not enough. You have to prove. Kalau you boleh prove tanpa agent, that will be good. Okay, but our panel dia memang request, dia siap cakap lagi, are you qualified to provide this comparison analysis? Memanglah kita tak qualified because we are not patent agent. So dia minta supaya kita minta daripada patent agent lah. Okay, maybe the experience will be different from panel to panel, but this is something that I think you can provide. You tak cukup sekadar tunjuk search result sahaja. You have to analyze. Okay, you have to show that this is something unique or novel. Okay.
Sorry, Dr. Fadhlan, ada soalan dekat chat box.
Okay.
Asking
Sekejap, saya tak nampak chat box sekejap. Saya kena tu. Kat mana nak tengok balik?
In the market analysis slide,
Okay.
can you explain the motivation of product procurement? Motivation of product procurement.
This one. Okay. I have the example, I think, the sample of market analysis that we did. But what can I say here is you have to know what will drive your customer to buy your product. Okay. In our case, for example, like our project is to enhance the existing digital video recorder with the capability to detect driving behavior. Okay, this is something that maybe suitable to be used in commercial vehicle, like macam in transportation, you know, macam truck kan. So these are the drivers that yang bawa kenderaan-kenderaan berat ni. So the employer would like to monitor dia punya driver, whether they are driving in a safe condition, or dia mengantuk sewaktu memandu, or dia buat some behaviors that is not appropriate to be done ketika memandu. So this is the motivation. Okay, so the market we are looking for is on this market segment where the employer need to make sure to increase the safety of the ataupun dia punya fleet lah, fleet of vehicle, more on the commercial vehicle punya market. So that is one of the motivation lah for the product procurement from the customer punya side. Okay, so nanti kita tengok. I ada one of the example that kita provide dalam presentation. Okay, so back to the patent search. So this is one of the patent that related to our invention. So kita kena convince lah the panel that our invention is actually different. Okay, the way that we solve the same problem is different from theirs. Okay. Alright, and also on the milestone, because this is a 2-year project, selalunya kita bagi 4 milestone lah, 1 milestone for every 6 months. And the way that this kind of grant is being planned, you have to plan the costing or budget for every milestone. Dia selalunya kalau kadang-kadang macam for example like FRGS, you plan the budget for the whole duration, but now kita kena plan untuk setiap milestone, because sometimes they release the budget by milestone. So dia evaluate, you perform, and then dia akan release additional funding for the next milestone. So it has to be planned according to milestone. And dalam milestone, setiap milestone kita ada activities lah, the activities that you have to do or to perform, and the deliverable for that milestone. So in our case, memang mesti every time dia buat progress evaluation, so memang dia minta lah all the deliverables. You have to prove that you have done the activities and you have acquired the deliverables. And they are very critical on the spending. So kalau you tak spend the money on time, also that will be another problem lah for you. But that is more on the monitoring. But apa yang saya nak cakap kat sini, masa you present tu, you have to figure out everything lah daripada A to Z of the project. Have to be clear. You dah clear all the requirements, all the activities, and all the budget that you will need. Okay, and on the market analysis, this is something that you need to discuss with the collaborator. You can use business model canvas to come up with the market analysis. BMC ni kalau nak cerita, I'm not the person lah, the right person to discuss about BMC. Ini perlu somebody from business school boleh cerita dengan lebih lanjut lah tentang BMC. But in BMC, actually we identify a few key items that will affect your market. For example, like your key partners, the activities, okay, value proposition, the customer segments, the channel. So these are the things that you have to figure out before you apply for the fund. And also this is one example of the competitive analysis that we provide in our presentation. Yang mana dalam ni kita ada letakkan key competitive advantage of the company, okay, in term of the price, in term of the certified certification that we have, and also the target market, marketing strategy, and we did the comparison between our collaborator versus the product from China. Sebab banyak di digital video recorder yang kita boleh beli daripada Shopee contohnya kan. So that is our direct competitor. So you have to show that you kena address the competition tu between you and what are the what is the apa saya nak cakap, dia punya advantage of your invention with the company compared to the existing product yang dah ada dalam market. So you kena tunjuklah benda-benda ni. Okay. Right. And the SWOT analysis also, you have to perform SWOT analysis. Looking at the strength, at the weakness, the opportunities, and also the threats. So for example, like in our case, our strength is the strategic partnership that our collaborator have with national car makers. So this is our strength. And tapi our weakness is they have some problem with the let's say we would like to increase the manufacturing ataupun the number of product that we like to manufacture. So kita akan ada masalah dekat manufacturing lines, okay, of the company. Dia tak cukup besar lah untuk accommodate a large demand. And also the opportunities, okay, more on the commercial fleets and Asia market, dan juga threat. You have to identify the threats, okay. So in our case, the competition is from digital video recorder product lah daripada China, which is for aftermarket segments. So this is the threats. And I would like to highlight the tips, okay, ketika you present the for the funding. Yang pertama adalah you have to read, understand and comply with the guidelines. So dekat SDB website memang dah ada all the guidelines. Different funding dia ada different guidelines. And the guideline is long, okay, tedious. Tapi there's no way around. You kena baca and then you have to understand. You have to understand and you have to comply. Sometimes ada benda yang kita tak comply, then you know that you have to apply different funding, okay. Semua kena, you have to tick all the boxes lah that make you eligible to apply for the funding. And also you need to define clearly the role of every members, including the collaborators, and you have to address the 10-10 my STIE. Ini saya cakap tentang dana mosti lah. Kalau you apply from different government agency, dia mesti ada dia punya policy, okay, kitab policy dia. So you have to address that policy. You kena ambil tahu lah, you kena do some research on the funding, on the funder, and then make sure you address their interest. Okay, tak boleh kita buat untuk interest kita saja, you have to address. Tapi kalau daripada government ni tak boleh lagi lah, you have to address the national agenda lah. Okay, and also address this is more on the global agenda, sustainable development goals, and it will be good to also map to dasar sains, teknologi dan inovasi negara as well. And this is what we done actually in number 6 ni, get the collaborator to take part during the pitching. So masa pitching tu I bawa my collaborator 2 orang masuk dalam pitching session, even though dia tak pitch, tapi bila ada question daripada panel, especially on the market analysis. Dia boleh bantu untuk jawab. Okay, that will be. But ini depend lah. Sometimes dia tak allow ramai masuk kan, 1 atau 2 orang. But if they allow, then you get your collaborator to take part in the pitching or presentation session. And also, ini saya dah sebut tadi, get the collaborator to assist on the business side of the project, marketing strategy, financial plan, market analysis, and so on. Use BMC, okay, to quickly and easily define and communicate a business idea. Sebab this kind of funding, kita tak bercakap tentang research lagi. We are looking what will be after the research. Okay, apa yang nak jadi dengan research kita tu. Okay, you have to look into the market and the business side of the project. And highlight the novelty of the solution. In our case, kita memang kena agree lah on this novelty of the solution. So you need to look not only for the local market, tapi tengok juga on the global market. Okay, investigate the wider market. And you have to prove the novelty of the innovation, get the patent agent, pay them whatever. Okay, in my case, saya bayar itu RM800 for them to do. Tapi tak apa, this is something that collaborator kita yang bayar. So, dia very serious lah in this project. So, get them to provide the reports to show that the novelty is there. Okay. And then address all the comments and suggestion. Macam our case, bila kita present, panel tak bagi lagi tau kata putus. Tapi dia ada bagi few suggestion to improve and dia minta kita hantar balik kita punya, not the slide, tapi kita punya application form. Okay, ada few things yang dia minta improve. But that's a good sign. Meaning, dia nak bagi tapi dia nak you improve dulu some aspect of the application. Okay. So you have to address all the comments and suggestions from the panels because these panels, dia contoh macam mostly dia tak ambil lah panel-panel sebarangan. These are experienced person from the industry. Okay, so dia dah tahu what are the requirements. So you have to be humble and accept all their comments. Jangan berlawan dengan panel. So terima dia punya comment and then betulkan you punya application form lah. That will be a good thing for you to do, right? Okay, I think that's all for my presentation. So these are the students and members of our lab. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fadhlan. That was a very interesting talk. Minta maaf lah, slot masa pendek kan. Banyak lagi yang Dr. boleh sharekan sebenarnya kan, Dr.
Setengah jam je. Saya pun tengok jam.
Itulah. Ada soalan tak daripada audience? If there's no question, minta maaf kerana terlebih sikit lah masa tu. But that's it for today's third module of Build Your Own series. Massive appreciation to you, Dr. Fadhlan. Thank you so much. We learned a lot today and much more informed lah after your sharing session. Thank you as well to the audience. It's not fun without you. So you can catch our previous modules and other talks that we had at BITCOM's YouTube channel. Please sign the attendance link provided and thank you so much.